Okay. So today we will start a new chapter, new unit. It is the unit number 2, that is your arithmetic unit. Okay. So this is chapter number 6 of your book. The chapter number 6 is related to arithmetic operation of binary numbers. Okay, arithmetic operation includes this unit is consist of addition, subtraction of signed number, then multiplication, then division, and then how to represent floating point number and how to do their addition, subtraction, and all those things. Okay, so in this unit, this is your unit number 2. I think almost 3 units are over. Let's see. So this is your syllabus. Unit number 1, 4, 5 is over, and currently we will be reading unit number 2, then we will read unit number 3. Okay, so unit number 3 will be at the end. Unit number 2 is over. In that, virtual memory and secondary storage, these two things we are skipping because these two things you have to read in operating system. Okay, so there is no meaning of reading only the fundamental. Better visualization you will get in operating system. Still, if time permits, at the end of this whole course we will little bit cover these two parts. Okay, and these parts are also there, so that also we will do it at the end. This part is left. Okay. Then so we will start now with arithmetic unit. Okay, so in arithmetic unit you have to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and floating point operation, these parts. So these things will be under chapter number 6 of your book. Okay, so in addition we are using a circuit called a full adder circuit. Okay, so there is a half adder circuit is also present, but we will not read about that. We will start with full adder. Full adder means what? Whenever we add two binary digit. Okay, so let's take one example. Suppose we want to add 0 and 1, 1 and 1. Okay, so whenever we will add it, 1 plus 1 is 0 and carry is 1. This one is your carry from the previous addition. Okay, so carry from the previous addition is carried to the next step, and then we have to do 1 0 and 1 addition. Then 1 0 and 1 addition is 0 with carry 1. Okay, so this is also your carry. So in any stage we have to add maximum 3 numbers. Okay, so if this is your x, this is your y, so in any stage we have to do 3 addition. One is xi, one is yi, and another one is carry in. Okay, so carry in is your this extra carry that is coming due to the addition of the previous stage. Okay, so that's why there is a truth table is given. If there are 3 inputs and you will get 8 number of different combination of these 3 inputs. Okay, so what will be the sum and what carry will be generated. Okay, so whenever it will be 0 0 0, sum will obviously be 0, there will be no carry out. Whenever it is 0 0 1, that means 0 plus 0 plus 1, the sum will be 1 and there will be no carry. Whenever it is 0 1 0, sum will be 1 and there will be no carry. Whenever it is 0 1 1, sum will be 1 plus 1 is 0 and there will be a carry 1. So like this table is made. If you have any doubt, please ask how this table is made. I have told you there are, in any step there are only 3 addition will be performed. So you will get a sum value here and you will get a carry here. Okay, so input is 3 values. There are 3 inputs. Okay, xi value, yi value and carry from the previous carry in. Okay, so carry in is the third parameter here. So after doing the addition, suppose in this case if you are adding 1 plus 1 plus 1, the sum will be 1 and there will be a carry. Okay, so that's what is written here. So all these types of combination are possible. So in 3 input system we will get 8 number of different combination and we will get these number of sum and carry out. Okay, so this is the truth table for this adder. Okay, so then you have to write it in form of a equation. So SI is equal to this sum is equal to, when sum is 1, the sum is 1 in these cases. So this is xi bar, yi bar and ci. So xi bar, yi bar and ci, the sum is 1. Xi bar, yi, ci bar. So xi bar, yi and ci bar, the sum is 1. Xi, yi bar, ci bar. Xi, yi bar, ci bar, the sum is 1. And at the end, xi, yi, xi, yi and ci. In these 4 cases, the sum is 1. So if you solve this, you will get that it is just xi bar, yi bar and xi xor yi xor ci. Okay, you know how to minimize the expression. So whenever you want to find the sum of 2 numbers, you have to use 2 OR gates. Okay, the inputs are xi, yi and the carry in. Then how to get ci plus 1, that is the carry out. Okay, so whenever we are doing the addition of these 3 numbers, we have seen that 1 plus 0 plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the sum and there is a carry called 1. Okay, this carry is carry out from this stage. Okay, so that's what the carry out. So what is the carry out equation? Carry out is 1 in this case. So it will be xi bar, yi, ci. Okay, then carry out is 1 in this case, then it is xi, yi bar, then ci. So in this case also and in this case also. So after doing all this, you will get at the end, this is the equation for ci plus 1. Okay, so if you solve it, then you will get this one, yi ci, xi ci, xi yi. So all the 3 combination of AND. So how many gates you need to get ci plus 1? 1, 2, 3 AND gates and 2 OR gates. Okay, so if we implement it, ci plus 1, you need 3 number of AND gates and there is a OR gate. If the OR gate is taking 3 inputs, then only 1 OR gate is needed. If OR gate is only taking 2 inputs, then you have to put 2 OR gates. Okay, so in this case, what it is doing, this is the SI. So SI circuit will look like this. The sum will be, according to the equation, sum bit we will get after doing the XOR of xi, yi, ci. Okay, so xi, yi and ci input we will give, then we will get our Si. So here there is a XOR gate. XOR gate is taking 3 inputs and it is giving us the sum. And whenever we will implement ci plus 1, then ci plus 1 is taking 3 AND gates and a OR operation. Okay, so 3 AND gates will be there. with a OR in the next stage. Okay, so this is the stage number 1. First AND operation will be done, and then there is a OR operation. This is the stage number 2. Okay, and if we combine these two things and put it as a block, it is called the full adder circuit. Okay, so up to this, anyone has any doubt? Please ask. Okay, Ci plus 1 equation we know, Si equation we know, we just have to implement using this hardware. Okay, so this is the Si circuit, this is the carry circuit, and we put this circuit inside this block, then we will get our Ci plus 1. In this block we are taking input as Xi, Yi and the Ci as the input. This block will get us output as Ci and Ci plus 1. Okay, so this is the circuit of full adder. Okay, so this is done, or any doubt? Very simple one. If anyone has any doubt, please put on the chat or unmute yourself. Okay, then there is a concept called overflow. Okay, overflow. What is overflow? In the previous chapter we already know about that. In the first or second chapter, I think you already know what is an overflow. Who can tell? Anurag Kumar. Anurag Kumar. What is an overflow? That is not the overflow condition. Extra bit we can discard also. That is also an option. But what is exactly overflow? Okay, so take one example here. Okay, so 7 plus 6. Okay, 7 plus 6 we want to add, and the output we should get is 13. And 7 and 6 are we have to represent them in signed form, not unsigned form. Okay, so how many bits are required for 7 and 6 to to express it in signed format? 4 bits, because 3 bits are required for representing 7 and 6, and 1 bit is required for the sign bit. As the sign bit is positive, so we have written 0. Okay, this is 7, this is 6. Now we will do the addition bit by bit. So 1 plus 0 is 1, no carry. Okay, then 1 plus 1 is 0 with a carry. Then 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1 with a carry, then it is 1. Okay, so what is our overflow condition? In the previous chapter we have seen, whenever we will see that first condition is the overflow may occur. What is the condition? If both the operand will have the same sign, then there might be a chance that overflow may occur. But when we can confirm that overflow has occurred? Whenever the operand sign is different than the result sign. Okay, here the result sign is 1, that means it is negative. The output here is saying that we got a negative result, but we should get a positive result, that is positive 13. Okay, so that is the condition where we are getting an overflow. So overflow is detected by looking at the sign of the operands and the result. Okay, but which is not feasible. So we will see some other technique. What is the other technique? If we will see the carry I minus n minus 1 and the carry n, what is the bit in carry n minus 1 and what is the carry in n? Okay, Cn. So if we see Cn minus 1 and Cn both XOR operation, okay, If it is 0, then there is no overflow. If the XOR operation will give us 1, then there is a overflow. It means then there is an overflow, and you can easily detect that. So there is no need to check the sign. Okay. And mm, as you have seen, Anurag has told that you might get one extra bit. Okay, so extra bit can be discarded. Okay, extra bit means fifth bit. After the addition of this thing, if you get a fifth bit, you have to discard it obviously. But thing is that these two signs has to be same. Okay, so if these two signs has to be means both are same after discarding the extra bit, then also this addition is valid. But overflow condition says that after doing the addition, the signs should be same. The operand sign and the result sign has to be same. Okay, so to find out when there is a overflow, we have to do Cn XOR Cn minus 1. Okay, understood? So check the last carry and the previous carry. If both bits are the XOR operation of both bits are 1, that means there is an overflow. If 0, then there is no overflow. Okay, so hopefully you remember the XOR truth table. Okay, so how to do subtraction then? Addition, I have told you, it is easy, just do the addition. But how to do subtraction? Subtraction is very easy. What you have to do, you take the y minus y, okay, y, and do the 2's complement of y. Then 2's complement of y is plus y, then you just add x plus y. Understood? Whatever is there on the y side, take its 2's complement. Okay, so that minus y 2's complement representation, then you add that to x. Very simple. Take the value of y, do the 2's complement and add it to x. That is equivalent to x minus y. Okay, so there is nothing called minus operation in your computer. Okay, so there is nothing called subtraction operation in your computer. There is only addition, multiplication and division. Okay, so if you want to subtract it, then whichever side is negative, take the 2's complement and add it. So it will be a subtraction. Okay, so that's the technique that you have to remember. Okay, now we got the circuit, full adder circuit. This circuit, what is the capability of the full adder? It can take 2 bits and a carry and give you a carry and the sum. Okay, what are these 2 bits? These 2 bits. Okay, it is taking the 2 bits and a carry to give you a sum and generates a carry. Okay, so this is called carry in, that is coming from the previous step. Then you will get a sum, then you will get a carry out. Okay, if you understood the logic. Okay, so in this full adder is taking only 2-bit input xi and yi, and it is giving us the only sum, only single bit input output. Okay, so we have seen how to design to add 2 bits, but how to design the full these 4 number of bits. Okay, so what we can do, we can just cascade multiple number of full adders side by side. Okay, so that's the situation here. In this case, you can see there is a full adder which is taking x0 bit, y0 bit and giving us the sum as 0. It is taking c0 as the input. What is c0? I will tell you. Then it is getting the output as 2 outputs like the previous full adder. It is getting the sum as the output and carry 1 as the output, which is input to the next full adder, which will add another 2 bits x1 and y1. Okay, so this first two bits are x0 y0, then this is x1 y1, then this is x2 y2, then this is x3 y3. Okay, and dot 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 cn minus 1 is giving input to fa, and there is xn minus 1, yn minus 1. You will get a sum n minus 1 and cn is the output. Okay, so this type of arrangement for addition of a number is called n bit ripple carry adder. Okay, so full adder can only add 2 bits xi and yi. Okay, xi and yi. So to add the whole number, suppose it is a 32 bit number. Okay, so then it will be x31 y31. Okay, so how many full adder you will need? You will need 32 number of full adders to add all the 32 number of bits. Okay, this is the least significant position, this is the most significant position. Okay, so what we are doing here, xi y0 input we are giving, you are getting the carry, then carry will go to the next full adder, then full adder will do the addition, it will generate the carry will go to the next, the carry will generate, and it will go to the next. So can all the bits be added parallelly? Anybody can tell? Can we able to add all the bits at the same time? Can you get the sum at the same time? In this type of arrangement? Anyone? We cannot get. Yes, that's the right answer, because to get the sum here we have to generate this carry. To get Sn minus 1 you have to generate Cn minus 1 carry, because Sn minus 1 is an XOR of this and this. Okay, according to our equation. So to get S1 we have to generate first C1. To get C1 this addition has to be performed. Okay, so this box is depending upon this box, and the end box obviously depends upon all other boxes that is present previous to that. So this is not possible. Okay, so you understood the disadvantage of this arrangement. Okay, that's why the name called ripple carry adder. The carry is rippling. Ripple means what? What is the English meaning of ripple? Yes, Satish, you are right. Subramaniam, you are right. Anurag, Satish, everybody is right. So you have understood the concept. Now to get the carry we have to wait for this sum to happen. To get this sum to happen you have to get this carry first. So that's why there is a wait or delay between all these boxes, all these full adder circuit. So to get the last sum you have to wait for the previous sums to happen. Okay, so what is the English meaning of ripple? Ripple, it's like a wave type of thing. Okay, so ripple means this is happening, then only this will happen, then this will happen, then this will happen, so it is like a ripple. Okay, so that's why the name is ripple carry adder. Okay, now if this can add, suppose 8-bit number, suppose this can do the 8-bit number, suppose n is 8. Okay, again if you want to do addition of 32 bits, so you want to keep this whole box as this one, n bit adder, suppose 8-bit adder is this one, then you can arrange it in same cascading way so that you can get the 32-bit number addition. Understood? So if this n bit adder we can cascade, we will get bigger number addition. If there is a 64-bit number and this is a 8-bit carry ripple adder, then we can add 8-bit carry ripple adder, 8-bit carry ripple adder, dot. How many we need? 8 bit carry ripple adder we need to add a 64 bit number. Okay, so this is the cascading operation, cascade of k n bit adder. So this is a ripple carry adder, n bit ripple carry adder. If we add this type of n bit ripple carry adder k number of times, then it will be a k into n bit adder circuit. Okay, so if n is 8, k is 8, then it is a 64 bit adder. Okay, so this is how we design the adder circuit, and adder circuit will contain one XOR component for getting the SI result. There are two stages, one AND gates in one stage and there is an OR gate in another stage to get our carry out. Okay, then this is the overall addition subtraction logic network. Okay, because we have to do subtraction also. In the previous case we have not done, this is only addition circuit, so we have done everything in this circuit. So try to understand this circuit, very easy. There is a add subtraction control line is there. Okay, add subtraction control line is there. Suppose here 0 means addition and 1 means subtraction. Okay, so how 0 means addition? Let's see. Suppose we have given 0 in this. Okay, so 0 will go on these channels and there are some XOR gates are there, some additional XOR gates are there. The n bit adder is this one. We are not talking about this. We are just checking how the operation will be handled by this signal. Okay, is it either 0 or is it either 1? If it is 0, then what will happen? This 0 will go here in this XOR and some bit will come from your Y, because we are doing X minus Y. So what we have to do? We have told that the Y has to be, if it is minus operation, the Y has to be done, will be converted to 2s complement. Okay, and then addition will be done with X. Okay, so currently if 0, that means there should not be any 2s complement. Okay, so if it is 0, whatever the value will come, the XOR operation will give the same output. Is it correct? If your XOR will be one component is 0, suppose Y component is 0, X component is either 0 or 1. Okay, what is the XOR of X XOR Y? 0 0 is, what is 0 XOR 0? 0. 1 XOR 0? 1. Okay, so whatever the value of X is same as XOR. So in this case X is nothing but this Y and this Y is nothing but this value. Okay, so this is 0 we are giving. Okay, that's why we have given 0, and X value is nothing but 0 and 1. X value can be either 0 or 1. So X value is this. Okay, so in this case you can see that after doing the XOR operation you will get the same value that is given as the input. That means the value is not changed. That means what? It is an addition operation. Okay, so now what will happen? We will do the simple addition operation. Okay, so we will do the simple addition operation and we will not change the value of Y. We are not changing the value of Y. Okay, so it is simple addition operation. Whatever you will give at Y, it will be going into the adder circuit and it will be added with the value X. Now we will see what is subtraction. Okay, let's give 1 here. Now let's give 1 as the input. Now what will happen, you can tell me. Okay, so let's give 1 here. Let's remove this. Let's take 1 here. Okay, so 1 we are giving, that means it should do the subtraction operation, that means 2's complement. Okay, what will be the value at x XOR y? 0 XOR 1. 0 XOR 1 is 1. 1 XOR 1 is 0. Okay, nice. So what we have seen, whatever input you are giving as y here is converted to the opposite sign. So if you are giving 0, then output you are getting is 1. If you are giving 1, the output you are getting is 0. So 1's complement is done. Okay, 1's complement is done. Understood? So whatever input we will give at y side, it will be converted. The XOR gate will convert the bits if this signal is 1. If this signal is 1, then it is converted. Next what? Next we have to do 2's complement, not 1's complement. So 1's complement is done. What is 2's complement? Just plus add plus 1. Okay, so whatever the y value, just add plus 1 to it, then you will get the 2's complement. So where is that 1? Same, this one is also coming like this. This is your C0. Okay, and what is C0? I have told you. This is your C0. It is coming. C0. It is coming. If C0 value is 1, that means we are adding a 1 here. So 1 plus 1 plus 0 is, you got the idea? Okay, what is C0? C0 is either 0 or 1 based on this line. So previous case, whenever we are giving 0, that means what? C0 is getting the value 0. So in the addition, first addition, there is nothing, no change. But whenever we are giving 1, all these values are converted to the other form. That means if 0 will be given, it will be giving us output as 1. If 1 will be given, this will be converted to 0. That means 1's complement is done. And there 1 is also is taken as a input as C0. So that means whenever we are giving, suppose y0 value is 0, it will be converted to 1 and plus 1 is added. Okay, so that means what? The 2's complement is done. Understood this concept or any doubt in this case? Okay, simple. So by giving a simple single bit here, this can control either it is an addition operation or subtraction operation. If you are giving 1, all these bits are converted to the opposite bit. That means if you are giving 0 here, you will get 1 here. If you are giving 1 here, you are getting a 0 here. And then also at the same time, you are giving a 1 here for addition. Okay, C0 is carry in. So it will add a 1 to the whole result. Okay, so by that time the y is now 2's complement, you are adding it to x. Okay, done. So that's the addition thing. Okay, but we have seen in the previous case that we cannot do it parallelly. Then there are lots of delay in this addition circuit. So we have to do something for that. That is called fast adder circuit. Okay, fast adder means we have to make it faster. This delay should not be there, because again we are adding it in cascade. So we are getting delay in this, again we are getting delay in this, again we are getting delay in between these two boxes also. Okay, so the delay has to be minimized. Okay, so let's see how much delay we are getting. Okay, the ripple carry adder is low because there are too much delay in getting the result S0 to Sn minus 1 and Sn. Okay, so our main goal is to find the S0 to Sn minus 1 and also Cn and Cn minus 1, because you have to do the XOR operation between these two. But in this case, that overflow operation is not mentioned here. It is a separate circuit somewhere here, which will do Cn and XOR Cn minus 1. Okay, so that extra XOR circuit is not mentioned here. It will be there to find the overflow, if the addition result is an overflow or not. Okay, so obviously there are lots of delay. Now we will calculate how much delay it is. Okay, to get Cn, that means the last carry, there are 2n gate delays. Why 2n gate delays? Let's see. Let's go to the basic circuit. To get Ci plus 1, how many delay will be there? There will be one delay here and two delay here, because it is two stage. One delay will come here for the first stage to calculate all the AND operation, because they are parallel, so we will assume that only one delay is there. This is the second operation, two delays are there. Okay, and there are how many number of carries will be there? N number of carries will be generated, so that's why it is 2 into n number of gate delays. Anybody has any doubt in this, how to calculate this delays? Because the carry is generated in two stages, as you have seen in our original diagram. Okay, there are two stages are there. First stage will consume one delay and second will take one delay. Okay, these AND gates are connected parallelly, so we will assume that this whole stage will take one delay and this will take one more delay. Okay, so two delays are there to generate a single carry. Now we have to generate n number of carries, so 2 into n. Okay, so 2n gate delays are there. For some bits, how much delays will be there? Let's go to some circuit. Who can tell how many gate delays are there for some circuit? Post your answer. For some circuit, how many gate delays will be there? Because we have to get n number of some bits. So how many gate delays will be there? We are getting S0 to Sn minus 1, that means n number of some bits. To get n number of some bits, how many number of gate delays will be there? The sum bits will be generated by an XOR gate. Anyone? Okay, one minute. Sir? Oh, okay. हाँ. Okay. हम्म. हम्म. ओके. हाँ. अच्छा, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू. ओके सर, ओके सर, मैं कल आ जाऊँगा फिर. ओके सर. Okay, so it will be 2n and n minus 1. Okay, 2n is correct answer, but how? Who can tell? Arun. Do you know how XOR gate is created? XOR gate is created using AND and OR gates. And if you see the XOR gate, then you can see some AND and some OR. So again, there are two stages in this case, like this. So that's why XOR gates will have two gate delays. Okay, so that's why it is 2n, not n minus 1. N minus 1 is never possible, because we have to generate n number of sum, that means at least n number of delays has to be there. But again, XOR has AND and OR gates inside it, so that's why XOR gates will be having two gate delays. So there are n number of sums, so there are 2n number of get delays to find out the sums. Okay, so that's why sum bit will have 2n get delays. Okay, then also there is a delay for cn XOR cn minus 1. So that's why 2n plus 2. Okay, 2n will be for generating all the cn minus 1. Cn will be generated after 2n get delays. So that's why 2n, and then plus 2 to do the XOR operation. Okay, understood? So to do the XOR operation, we have added plus 2, extra 2. Okay, now to make the addition faster, there is a method called carry look ahead addition. Okay, what is carry look ahead addition? As the name suggests, we have to get the carry by looking ahead. We don't have to wait for the carries. So what is the concept? Let's see. It is very interesting. So let's take any state I. Okay, any addition step I. There are lots of addition. There are lots of bits xi, xyi, x1, y1. Lots of things are there. Let's take any one stage I. Si is the sum bit and ci plus 1 is the carry out bit. Okay, so in any stage we will get a sum si and we will get a carry out as ci plus 1, and this is the equation for those carry and sum we know already. Okay, now we will do some simplification to the carry part. Okay, ci plus 1 is equal to xi yi, xi ci, yi ci. Let's take ci common. Okay, then it will become xi plus yi and ci. Okay, so let's define this xi dot ci as gi. Gi is the generator function, and xi plus ci we have taken common ci. So let's take this part xi or yi as pi, that is propagator function. Just two names, don't worry about it. Okay, so this is the final formula for ci plus 1. Ci plus 1 is equal to gi plus pi ci. Okay, gi is propagator function, pi is gi is generator function, pi is propagator function. So from this equation we will see some notes. Okay, we will give some notes here. When ci plus 1 will be 1, when ci plus 1 will be 1, either gi will be 1 or this will be 1. Either gi will be 1 or this will be 1, because there is a OR operation here. So you know, if OR truth table, you know, whenever either this or this will be 1, then this will be 1. Okay, this or this. Okay, so there are two cases will arise, when gi will be 1 and when this part will be 1. So let's take the first one. Gi will be 1. When gi will be 1, gi is what? Xi and yi. When gi will be 1, when xi and yi both will be 1, because it is an AND operation. Understood? So gi will be 1 when xi and yi both will be 1. So that's why xi and yi both will be 1. So whenever gi will be 1, we will ignore this part, the second part, because if it is 0 or 1, we don't care, because ci plus 1 will be only depending upon gi. Whatever the value of pi ci, that does not matter, because if gi is 1 and pi ci value will be 0, then also ci plus 1 will be 1. If gi will be 1 and pi ci value is 0 or 1, the ci plus 1 value will be 1 only. Okay, so this is the first case. So from the first case we understood that if xi and yi value is 1, then gi will be 1, then pi ci value will be neglected. Okay, so that means what? Our ci plus 1 is does not depends upon the carry input. Whatever the carry input value, our ci plus 1 value will be 1 if the two xi and yi input will be 1. Okay, understand this clearly, because this will be very much useful, this first one. Then Another case will occur when Ci plus 1 will be 1, when Pi and Ci, this part will be 1. We have told that Ci plus 1 will be 1, either this will be 1 or this will be 1. So we have seen when this will be 1. This will be 1 when xi and yi value are 1. But what if xi and yi value are not 1? Okay. Then xi and yi value, any of the 1 value will be 1. Then Ci will be 1. Then only Ci plus 1 will be 1. That means what? Let's suppose xi and yi value are not 1. Xi value is 1, yi value is 0. Or xi value is 0, yi value is 1. In that case, this gi can never be 1. Okay, because it is AND operation. So at that time, propagator function will be activated. Okay, generator function will be of no use. So if xi equal to 1 and yi equal to 0, then the OR operation will be 1, and Ci also has to be 1 to make the whole value as 1. Understood? So Pi Ci will be 1 if xi or yi has to be 1, either of these two has to be 1, and Ci has to be 1. So this is the condition. So when Ci plus 1 will be 1, when Pi Ci AND operation has to be 1, in that case Pi has to be 1 as well as Ci has to be 1, both has to be 1. So this has to be 1, this has to be 1, because it is an AND operation. Okay. So when Pi will be 1, either xi or yi equal to 1. Okay. So that is the second case. And Ci plus 1 will be 0 if either this one is 0 or this one is 0. So when it will be 0? When both xi and yi are 0. So that condition we don't need, because we are only interested in when Ci plus 1 will be 1. Okay, because at that time only circuit will be activated, whenever Ci plus 1 will be 1. Okay, next third note is that Gi and Pi values can be computed parallelly and independent of each other. That is a very important thing. Check what is Gi. Gi is xi yi. What is Pi? Xi yi. And we know what is xi and yi from the beginning. Okay, what is xi and yi? This is xi, this is x, this is y. Okay, we know the two numbers for addition. Okay, so then we can able to calculate G and P or not, generator and propagator function, because generator and propagator functions are only depending upon these two values, and we already know these two values. The delay was caused by C, not x and y. Okay, so the third note is that generator and propagator function can be computed parallelly. Okay, so Gi and Pi value, because Gi and Pi value is xi and yi, depends upon xi and yi, they can be computed parallelly. Okay, up to this you can understand, up to the third point. Okay, this is a very important point, and the first one is very important point. Okay, so now if we do all these things and we can create our circuit, then we require one AND gate for Gi, because Gi is xi and yi. Okay, one AND gate is needed here, one OR gate is needed here to generate Pi, and one AND gate between this and this, and there is a OR gate here. Okay, so total 4 gates are needed, because Si will have 2 XOR gate in this case. Okay, 2 XOR gate, because one XOR gate will take only 2 inputs. Okay, for this case we require 4 number of gates. So the question is, can we able to reduce the number of gates without requiring these 4 gates? Can we make it as 3? Okay, so then another some more derivations are there. Okay, up to this everybody is clear? Generator function, propagator function, and all these three nodes, or you want to, or I should explain again, because this is very much important. Okay, I think clear everybody. So you have any other class after 1 o'clock, or we can take another 10 minutes and we can finish it up, this fast adder. CR, can you take 10 minutes and finish this? Anyone is there or not? Okay, then we'll take another 5-10 minutes and finish it. Okay, so there are 4 number of gates are there for this combination, but we want to reduce it. Okay, so 4 gates are required. Let's reduce it by replacing pi with xi and yi as xi XOR yi. Okay, so what we will do, we will replace this AND gate and we will make it an XOR gate. So if we will make an XOR gate, okay, then what will happen if we will replace this as an XOR gate? So I have given two truth table of XOR and OR gate. Okay, what is the difference between XOR and OR gate? In XOR and OR gate, if you can see, this is the OR and this is XOR. If you can see, the first 3 inputs are same in XOR and AND. All the first 3 inputs are same. Only difference in XOR and OR gate is there. The last input is the last output is different. Okay. From this, you can see that whenever it is 1 1, the two output are different. So can we able to replace OR gate with XOR gate? Still we can replace. Why? Because whenever xi and yi value is 1 1, what will happen? P value is ignored. That is our point number 1. Whenever xi value and yi value are 1, the gi will have the control. Whatever the value of pi, we don't care. Okay, that's what we have written here. Whenever gi value is 1, it is independent of pi or ci value. Okay, so that's why when we will replace this OR gate by XOR gate, there is no problem, because pi is equal to now xi XOR yi. Okay, so if xi XOR yi, only difference is this part, and this part is 1 and 1. Whenever input is xi and yi, input is 1 1, then p value, whatever the output will come from this XOR gate, that does not matter, because when xi and yi is 1, gi is equal to 1, which means that pi value does not matter. Okay, so AND and XOR results are different when xi and yi is equal to 1, and whenever xi and yi is equal to 1, according to note number 1, we have seen that gi is activated. So gi is activated means these values does not matter, either this will be 0 or 1. gi is 1 means ci will be 1 anyhow. Okay, because gi is 1, either this will be 0 or 1, 0 or 1, that does not matter, because if one thing is 1, this is a OR gate, so if it is 0 or 1, the output will be 1 always. Okay, so that's the first thing that we have done, and we have replaced AND gate with an OR gate. Now you will ask, why we will replace AND gate with an OR gate? Because we have to calculate sum si. Sum requires xi XOR yi. Now p is also requiring xi XOR yi. So why to calculate 2 times this xi XOR yi and xi plus yi. Okay, so if we replace plus with an XOR gate, now our result will be ready for sum as well as p. So we are getting double benefit. Okay, understood? So now let's check the gates. So whenever we will give xi and yi, it will go to this XOR gate and you will get the pi value. Okay, xi XOR yi is pi, you will get the pi. Now xi XOR yi will be XOR with ci carry and you will get your sum here. Now how to get the gi? As you have told, gi will require an AND gate because gi is equal to xi yi AND operation, so there is an AND operation. Okay, now we will have 3 number of gates. Understood? In the previous case, if it is pi is an AND gate, then we will have a AND gate here and there is another XOR gate here. Then only you will have xi yi XOR and then XOR with ci, then only you will get the sum. But in this case now we are taking the result from pi and putting it into the calculating for sum. So now 3 gates are required. Now our circuit is optimized. Why we have reduced the gates? Because obviously less number of gates, low cost, less hardware, low cost, less number of area. Okay, we can fit more circuit in the same area. Okay, simple. Up to this it is clear, you got the idea. Now we will go much deeper and we will see how to simplify. Until this our this delay is not reduced. Okay, so we have generated one additional circuit based on changing the equation only. Okay, the delay is same, so we will do something for the delay. So this is called a B cell. Okay, this box is called a B cell. It will take the same input, two input from xi and yi, one input from the carry, and it will give the sum. Okay, then sum and gi and pi value also, these two value also in this B cell you will get lot many things. But you are still there to calculate ci plus 1. What about, you will ask, what about ci plus 1? Because ci is the input, there has to be some ci plus 1. ci plus 1 has some separate thing that we will see. That's the carry look ahead adder. Okay, so we have told that there will be something we will do to ci plus 1 so that it will not depend upon ci. Okay, so let's go to that part. Okay, so we know that ci plus 1 is equal to gi plus pi ci. This is the previous equation. Gi is equal to xi dot yi, pi is equal to xi plus yi. Okay, now what we will do, ci plus 1 is equal to, we will write gi pi. What is ci? ci is nothing but gi minus 1 plus pi minus 1 ci minus 1. Okay, we are replacing ci with gi minus 1, pi minus 1 and ci minus 1. Understood? What is ci? ci is nothing but same equation we will put. If I will put here ci, this will be minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Okay, so that's the replacement. So now solving it, dot dot dot, we can keep on putting keep on replacing these values. What is ci minus 1 now? gi minus 2, pi minus 2, ci minus 2. Okay, next what, ci minus 2. ci minus 2 is nothing but gi minus 3, pi minus 3, ci minus 3, and dot dot dot, it will be going dot dot dot, and at the end you will only depend upon p0 c0. Whenever ci minus 1, I minus 2, I minus 3, I minus 4, at the end c0 will come or not? What is I? I is the stage number. Okay, so if I value is 4, I value is 3, then 2, then 1, at the end 0 will come. Okay, so now if you can see, the ci plus 1 is depends upon only c 0, not any other carry. Any carry can be generated using the C0 carry. And what is C0? If you remember the circuit, what is C0? C0 is either 0 or 1 based on if it is an addition or a subtraction, and that we already know C0, what is the C0 value. Whenever we are giving x and y value, at the same time also we are giving C0 value. So x value is known, y value is known, and C0 value is also known. So everything is known, then C carry value can be calculated without waiting for all these number of additions. Okay, any doubt after this? So this is the takeaway from this, that C value, any C value, Ci plus 1 means any C value can be calculated based on C0 value, and all these Pi and G0, P1, G0 values, those can be calculated parallelly. Okay, that note we have already written, the note number 3. It said that Gi and Pi value can be calculated parallelly because Gi and Pi value only depend upon x and y, not C. Our delay was happening because of C. Now that also we have removed, because C value can now directly calculated by this equation, because here Pi and Gi values are known, also C0 value is also known. Okay, there is a question, sir, why are we taking XOR as 2 gates for delay and other gates on only 1 delay? Okay, let's go to browser and we'll search here XOR gate using and or images. Okay, so this is a XOR gate. XOR is nothing but a plus b into a bar plus b bar, or you can see XOR is a b bar plus a bar b. If you remember digital electronics, so XOR is nothing but a b bar plus a bar b. That means what? A and b bar, there is an AND operation. A bar and b, that is an AND operation, and in the middle there is an OR operation. So that's why there are two AND images are there, two AND gates are there here. Go close this. Two AND gates are there, and then is an OR gate is there at the end. Now understood? There are two stages. One is AND stage, there is an OR stage. Okay, so that's why there are two stages. While calculating it uses truth table and can be done in one cycle, right? Truth table is not a hardware. Truth table is truth table. But when you implement it as an hardware, how to embed the truth table in the hardware? Truth table is truth table, that is for logic. But when you implement it, the XOR gate, you have to implement using AND OR gate. Then there will be two stages. One is AND stage, and there will be another stage called OR stage. Okay, understood? Truth table is only for your logic. Okay, so truth table you cannot directly implement on hardware. So you have to use AND and OR gates. Okay, Subramaniam, is that clear or anything else? Okay, so that's why there are two gate delay in case of XOR. Okay, so now from this we understood that our Ci plus 1 is only depending upon C0, not C1, not C2, not C3, not C4, not any intermediate C's. Okay, so that's why that is the first note. Carry out in any state is depending upon on C0 only. Any state, if you want to calculate C1, it is depending upon C0. If you calculate C2, it depends upon C0 only. If you calculate C5, it depends upon C0. If you calculate Cn, it depends upon only C0. Okay, nothing else. So that's why what is C0 we know already. C0 is 0 when addition and 1 when subtraction. Okay, so that's why we will write the equation now. C1 is equal to G0 P0 C0. C2 is equal to G1 P1 G0 plus P1 P0 C0. So these are the fixed equation that we don't have to change anywhere. Okay, these are the equation, those depends upon only C0. These carries you can see they are only depending upon C0 only. Okay, so that's why we can now design the circuit, because we know how to get C1 C2 C1 C2 C3 and C4. I think C1 C2 C3 C4. Okay, so how to get C1 C2 C3 C4? By just get the values of P and G, then do the OR operation. Okay, understood? So all these hardware will be inside here, carry look ahead logic. Okay, so that's why all G0 P0 are sent to this carry look ahead adder, carry look ahead logic. And what this logic will do, it will generate all the C values. So that's why all the C values are generating from this logic circuit, and they are all parallel. So now C1 does not depend upon C0, C2 is not depend upon C1. Okay, and C4 it does not depend upon C3. Because we know C0, we can directly apply what is C4. C4 is equal to this. We can directly apply C4 is equal to something exert something and operation GP some operation and C0 and operation. So that logic is already there. That output will be directly given out. Okay, so all logic is inside this carry look ahead adder, carry look ahead logic. Then you can directly generate using this hardware. Okay, these equation are nothing but the hardware. There is an OR hardware, there is an AND hardware here, there is an OR, there is an AND hardware here. Okay, understood? So this is how we will not see the diagram of this logic. This will be very much complicated. Okay, so from this you can know that this is the carry look ahead logic. Okay, this circuit can give you all the carries simultaneously, parallelly, after the calculation of P and G. Okay, the C needs two values, P and G values and C0 value. Okay, so after calculation of P and G, the it will take C0 value and calculate the carry value. Okay, so now let's calculate the delay. There is a fan in problem. Let me tell you what is fan in problem. Fan in problem means it is the it is actually not a problem, it is the constraint of the gate. So if a gate, suppose there is a AND gate is there. Okay, how many number of inputs it can take? Okay, so in this case there are four number of inputs or five number of inputs. This AND gate will take 5 number of inputs. So if the number of inputs will increase, the gate will be slow. Okay, that is called fan in problem. So every gate has some maximum number of input pins. Okay, we cannot able to just increase one, we cannot able to just put only one gate and give 100 number of input to it. Okay, that is called fan in problem. So when we are looking at this carry look ahead adder, we can see the last term. Okay, it is increasing. First there are two inputs are there, then three inputs are there, then four inputs were there, now five inputs came for C4. And if you have lot many number of bits, then there will be C5 C6 C7, and this number of AND operation will increase at the last term. Okay, So that's why we will not take big numbers. This is just a 4-bit addition. Okay, 4-bit addition is generating 4 carries. So in 4 carries there are already 5 number of inputs for this AND gate. Okay, we will not increase more. Okay, so what is the solution to add a 64 number of bits? Just put 4-bit, 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 4-bit these look ahead carry adders in the cascade that we have already seen in the previous case. Where? Here. 4-bit look ahead carry adder, 4-bit look ahead carry adder, 4-bit look ahead carry adder, and you can add a 64-bit number or a 32-bit number. Okay, so that's the takeaway from this. Okay, so there are few things. Okay, let's calculate the delay now. To calculate GI, how much delay is needed? GI consists of Xi and Yi. Okay, there is only AND gate, so 1 gate delay. Pi consists of, now Pi I have told that Xi plus Yi is replaced with an XOR gate. Okay, so there are 2 gate delays will be there for Pi, but in the book it is written 1 gate delay, which is wrong. So Pi will take 2 gate delays because it is an XOR gate. Okay, so after all Pi and Gi's are generated, Ci plus 1 will be calculated by this equation. Okay, Ci will be calculated by this equation. So can anybody tell me how many number of gate delays will be required for C1? How many number of gate delays will be required for C1? Anyone? How many gate delays are required for C1? 6. Oh my god. How? Why 6? There is an AND operation, there is an AND OR operation. So only 2 gate delays, na? You will do the AND operation, then just OR this and this result. 2 operation. How many gate delays are required for C2? G0, P0, G0, P0 are already generated. Okay, that we are not calculating. Only for C1, if G0, P0, C0 values are available, then what is the delay we are calculating. Okay, so in that case, only 2 for C1. What is for C2? For C2, 5, 3. Why? Because AND operation will be done parallelly. There is a AND gate which will take 3 value P1, P0 and C0. This AND operation, and same AND operation will be done for P1 and G1. This P1 and G1. Then in the same stage, this AND operation will be done. In the second stage, this OR operation will be done. So how many delays? Only 2 delays. Why 3 or 5? All AND operation will be done in one stage. All OR operation will be done in the next stage. 2. Okay, 2 gate delays. How many for C3? You can tell how many for C3? Obviously 2. For all the gate delays, for all calculating C1 to C4, only 2 gate delays are needed, because we will do all these AND operation one by one, parallelly, because they are all independent. Okay, then all these OR operation in the next stage. Okay, all the AND operation parallelly, then output is ready. Now then do all the OR operation of these 5 terms OR operation. Okay, so only 2 gate delays are needed for calculating any carry value. Okay, after Pi, Gi are generated, Ci plus 1 will be generated by AND OR gates in the CLA. CLA is carry look ahead adder. Okay, so in the carry look ahead circuit, it takes 2 gate delays. Okay, carry lookup circuit is this one. It takes 2 gate delays. Okay, so now total number of delays we will calculate. So all carriage can be obtained in 4 gate delays. Why? Because 2 gate delays will be there for GI-PI and 2 gate delays are for calculating CI plus 1. So total 2 plus 2, 4 gate delays are needed. Understood or not? First 2 gate delays will be there for generating P3 and G3 or P1 or G1 or whatever, because all are generating parallelly. All P and G values are generated in 2 gate delays. Okay, because P has to go through XOR gate, so 2 gate delays will be there. Okay, so P and G, all the P and G values will be available for this carry look ahead circuit after 2 gate delays. Okay, and we have seen that this carry look ahead circuit is consist of some AND operation, some OR operation. So this will also take 2 gate delays. So 2 here, 2 here. So if we will add both, it will be 4 gate delays for all the carry to be generated. So all carries will be generated after 4 gate delays. Okay, how much sum will take? How sum will be generated? In how many gate delays? For generating sum, you need the carry and there is an XOR circuit. Okay, so all sum will also take 4 gate delays. Okay, understood? Because XOR is taking 2 gate delays, so all sum will be available at 4 gate delays. So total number of gate delays in this circuit is 4. Okay, so if you have any doubt till now, you can ask. Well, some will take 4 gate delays or more than that. Can anyone tell? I think it will be more than 4. Can anyone calculate how much time some will take? How many gate delays? Let's go to this. How much time this sum 1 will take? The sum will wait for carry. Yes, 4 plus 2 for XOR gate. Yes, so there will be 6 gate delays will be there. So there will be some change here. It is not 4. It will be 4 plus 1, 6. Okay, so 6 gate delays has to be there for some circuit, because 4 gate delays are required for the carry. So after carry will be generated, then sum will be calculated. Okay, so after carry there is only one XOR gate. So after carry is generated, there is only one XOR circuit. So carry plus 2 XOR gate, then sum will be generated, and all sum will be generated parallelly. Okay, because all carries are generated parallelly, all sum will be generated now can be generated parallelly. So total 6 number of gate delay will be there. So after 6 clock cycle, all addition is done. Okay, Subramaniam, you are right. Yes. Okay, so now we have seen a 4-bit carry look ahead adder. Now we can keep multiple number of carry look ahead adder so that we can add bigger number. So this is a 16-bit addition. We are giving a 16-bit here, x and y 16-bit. We are giving a C0 here. Okay, inside the 4-bit, all the carries will be generated parallelly, but after generating the carry bit, this box has to wait for this carry. Yes or no? Because carry bits are generated parallelly only inside this box. Okay, so 4 carries will be calculated parallelly here. then some carry will start, carry will be given to the next box. Then next box will start its addition operation, then it will generate its carry and it will give to this box. Then this box will, again there is a delay, but this delay is very less than the carry look ahead adder that we have seen in the first case. Okay, because this 4 bits this 4-bit adder can generate the 4 carries parallelly. Okay, so that's why C1 to C4 will be generated parallelly, C5 to C8 will be generated parallelly. Only thing is that C4, C8, C12, C16, these carries has to be delayed. Okay, this will be generated serially with delay. Okay, so that's the end of this addition subtraction circuit. Next, in the next class we will start with multiplication. Okay, up to this any doubt you can ask.